So now that you're ready to job search, this is when the panic starts to set in. This is when people start to back away and they're like, maybe I don't want to make a career change. Maybe I'll just stay where I'm at. Maybe I'll just pass. And let me tell you, I know the job search is hard. I know it's draining, but this is where you have to push through and stick at it. Because if you can get through this part, you'll make your career change. And I'll talk you through some strategies to help you with this process. If you are a career changer and you're changing fields, if you're deciding that you want to go into a bridge job, something to help transition you in the direction that you want to go in, no matter what you're doing, if it's a bridge job or if you're going into something totally different, whatever you've decided feels right for you, you are going to have to use active job searching methods. Active job searching methods involve actively going out and seeking out the job that you want. And passive job searching methods often involve not tailoring your resume, kind of blindly sending out resumes and cover letters to many different jobs online and sitting back and waiting for the company to come to you. You are going to need to go out and seek out the company and the people that you want to connect with to help get a job. Here are a few ways that you can do that. I'm going to use an example to illustrate active job seeking. And a lot of the strategies that I use are from this book, The 2-Hour Job Search. And I think it's really helpful in talking about different job searching strategies. If I was looking to transition from marketing into human resources, the first thing I would do is open up the spreadsheet that I have listed under this video. And I would list out companies in the spreadsheet that I'm interested in, companies that are actively hiring in my area, remote companies that I think are interesting. And I would just list out a bunch of companies that I think are interesting. Then I would jump over to the contacts tab on my spreadsheet, and I would list anyone that I already know that is in human resources. Folks that I'm already connected to are called warm contacts. That could be somebody who's a friend or a friend of a friend that I kind of have some sort of connection to. So I'd list out all my warm contacts within the field. Then I would go on LinkedIn and look at people who work in HR who are doing things that I think would be something that I would want to do. They're working for companies that look really interesting. Their roles feel like a great fit. It's just something that I think I would want to know more about and be connected with. So I'd list out people underneath my warm contacts that are cold contacts, people I've never met that I've found on LinkedIn. And then I would go over to the job tab and I would apply to some jobs, and I'll talk about that in the next video. But active job seeking involves seeking out these companies, right? So the first thing I would do is I would reach out to my warm contacts and ask to connect with them. I would talk to them a little bit about what they're doing, learn more about the industry. I would tell them I'm job seeking and be pretty forthcoming with that information since they're warm contacts, and just see if they know of anyone who would be good to talk to, if they know of any companies hiring, that sort of thing. Put it out there in the universe. Next, I would reach out to the cold contacts. And for cold contacts, I typically have a different approach. And I talk about that in my informational interview video. But I approach it from a learning perspective, since people are typically more willing to help people who are wanting to learn and connect authentically versus someone who wants something very transactional, like just give me a job. So I'd reach out to the cold contacts and say, I'm looking to learn more about what they do, their company, that sort of thing, and just connect with them, learn from them, and note that, not everybody is going to get back to you. So I'd send a lot of messages out. And I would hope that some of those messages turn into informational interviews. And so from those informational interviews, as I'm connecting with them, maybe at the end of the informational interview with the cold contact, I would drop that I'm looking for a job or ask them if they know of anyone else who I could connect with. Some other outside of the box job searching tactics are joining professional organizations that are related to the role or industry that you want to go into. So go online, check out what professional organizations exist. And then a lot of times they'll even list the members of those professional organizations so you can connect with folks in that field. You can also look for local events. And these local events could be related to your industry. It could be related to just professional networking events in town. If you're looking to work in person, that would be a great thing. You can look at your local Chamber of Commerce and see the businesses that are listed with the Chamber of Commerce and maybe use that as a way to reach out to some people. And then you can also look for volunteer opportunities, because volunteer opportunities are a great way to network, especially if you're currently not working. That can help you get in front of other people. And you can look to volunteer specifically within the field that you're interested in. Say you are in human resources and you're looking to go to marketing, and go the other direction. Then you could maybe volunteer an hour or two of your time with a marketing company, or even create kind of a unpaid internship for yourself to get that on your resume and help brand it in that direction. If you're running short on time and you feel like you can't do a ton of informational interviews each week, which is totally understandable, another thing that you could do is send out value add messages or solution messages. Different people call them different things. And essentially what that is you do research on a company and you figure out a problem that they might have. And through that research, you come up with a solution, or you realize what skills you have to offer that could help the company. And if you feel like you have something that could help the company, you essentially propose a solution to them. So you might cold message a contact on LinkedIn, a cold contact that's working for a company that you really want to work for, that would potentially be the person who would manage you in the role that you're in. So say you want to become a product manager, you find the director and you message the director on LinkedIn and say something like, based on this experience that I have, I feel that I could offer your company X, Y, and Z. I'm looking to make a career transition. Here's why, and here's why I think I'd be a great fit for your organization, and here's why I like your organization and I'm passionate about it. As long as you are able to articulate why you want to do what you want to do, the skills that you have that relate to that, and that you are passionate and interested in the company, those are some key things that are really important to showcase when you're connecting with people. People will often ask me, how much time do I spend applying online? How much time do I spend networking? I had people ask me something like, how many informational interviews should I do? How many solution messages should I send? That sort of thing. And honestly, there's no perfect answer. I don't have a solution for that question. All that I know is that you need to send a lot. And that active job searching and networking and reaching out to cold contacts is often more productive than passive job seeking, just sending out 100 resumes and not contacting anyone. So just make sure that you're leaning more into networking than you are just applying online, because that will help you get a job faster. You'll also want to apply online at the same time, but make sure that you're looking at the time that you're spending and that a good chunk of that time is dedicated to networking and reaching out to warm and cold contacts. When I tell people that they need to reach out to somebody, oftentimes a lot of social anxiety tends to come up, or anxiety, because it's normal to feel anxious about that kind of thing. But there's ways that you can engage in this to help build up and feel more comfortable in this. So I'd start out with people that you know and connections you feel comfortable with, and then build up to cold connections. And when you reach out to cold connections, think about what feels most comfortable for you. Would you rather talk to this person over Zoom or over the phone? What ways can you structure this conversation to make it feel more comfortable? Would you rather go off the cuff and talk more conversationally? Or would you rather have a structured list of questions? I always recommend having a couple of questions ready to go and researching the person. But if you feel more comfortable having some of it be unstructured, allow it to be that way. If you need it to be more scripted, then you can do that too.